Hey everyone, how you doing? Will with Crooked Chicken here. Today we're gonna go into a review for the new Interview with the Vampire series. I originally did a reaction to the teaser of this, and first off, when I first saw that teaser, I was very, very skeptical. And now that I've watched the first two episodes, as they are only available on the AMC Plus app, I have went from a kind of a not real sure to holy crap, that was a really good show. It completely exceeded my expectations. I went in thinking that I didn't know where they were going to take this, because from the Interview with the Vampire that I knew, because I only knew the movie from 94. I never knew the books. I never read the books. And then we had that monstrosity that was Queen of the Damned. We had Queen of the Damned, and that movie has gone down in history as some of the worthless, most awful crap you've ever seen. And I, for me, from all I knew from that movie, not reading the books and everything, I knew that Lestat was a 1700s plantation owner that was white who lost his family, and then he drowned himself in booze and whores, and then that's how Lestat found him. And then they did a complete turnaround, completely different story as far as Louie is concerned. Louie is this black pimp. It's 1910 in New Orleans, I believe, and they go into his story, and we find out how Lestat discovers him, why he's even in the States, and what attracts him, and completely they flip it on its head. They have this different type of story. I was not aware that in some parts of the Interview with the Vampire series that Lestat and Louis are lovers. I was not aware of this. It is what it is. It still makes for a great storyline. We see the initial meeting of Louis and Lestat. They meet. Louis is very intrigued by Lestat, and he takes him around, shows him the things that he can do, not really letting on to the fact that he is a vampire, not letting him know that part of it yet. And it's only after Louis loses his little brother that he completely just falls into complete despair, and he kind of, for the first time, admits the fact that he's a gay black man and lays down with Lestat. He gets involved in kind of a three-way with Lestat, and then it just becomes them two. And he's filled with utter shame afterwards, saying it's never going to happen again. He's never going to be around Lestat, and he goes about doing his business until his little brother dies, and he just goes to a complete depression. Lestat preys upon that and offers Louis the chance to become a vampire, completely, admitting what he is and everything after killing a priest in front of him. And it's at this point Louis does accept and take the dark gift, and it goes from there. We see them over the next few years, how Louis has to pull away from his family because he cannot deny his vampire nature. But just like in the movie, from what I remember, and probably in the books too, Louis does not take to killing very well. He still has that conscience. He still has that human part of him that does not enjoy it. He does not get the sick enjoyment out of it that Lestat does. So he's having a very hard time coming to grips with the fact that he is a killer, he is a vampire, and that is a vampire's nature. So it's with all of that we see Louis slowly coming to terms with what he is, but still not completely just giving in to the killer instinct side of him, because we do see him at one point. He's visiting his family, his new baby nephew. He's holding him, and the instinct is there to kill that child, but he does not. He gets out of there. And I think at that point he's decided, and Lestat kind of pushes him that direction, that he cannot see his family anymore if he wants to keep them safe from himself. And so it's with these first two episodes that we really see the beginning of Louis's mentoring by Lestat, and to teach him to be a vampire. But then we do have Louis, his resistance to not fully give in to what a vampire is and everything. And we also find out, this is kind of different from what I was used to in the old movie, that the person that's interviewing him is someone he has met before, someone he had met 40 years prior, and then he tracks him back down to retell the story, and I assume to include things that he did not originally include in his story and everything. because it's revealed that the end of that original interview that this guy, it's the 70s at that point. He's all doped out of his mind and he wants to be a vampire, and Louis loses his shit, and kind of like Brad Pitt did at the end of the interview with the vampire movie, where he puts Christian Slater up against the wall after he says that he wants to be a vampire and be his friend and everything, kind of completely missing the whole point of his story. So, kind of with all of that out there, I have to say that a it was much more than I thought it would be. It definitely left me waiting for the next episode. I went in very skeptical and just not really expecting much, but then just the detail and the storytelling that they do in this series, it leaves you wanting more. And I am definitely ready for the next episode. I will carry on with this series after being not so sure there in the beginning when I first saw that trailer that came out from Comic-Con. And just, I'm 100% for it. I am then. I cannot wait for the next episode and continue on to see how long this series actually lasts and see what parts of the story they get to that I'm not even familiar with. So, it is with that I definitely recommend this show. If you are skeptical like I was, I think it'll change your mind those first 2 episodes. So if you get the chance, watch it. It's definitely worth it. And I think that'll do it. That is my review for this show. I thought it was great, and it will leave you wanting more. So I guess that'll do it. So till next time, I will see you later. Thanks.